Welcome to this week's Eternal Monday, where Magcargo heads up against Gardevoir EX. This is one card changed Magcargo. This is Magcargo now with Team Star Grunt against a. It's a new build of Gardevoir EX for the Eternal format, and one I'm hoping will do a little bit better than the ones that we've seen in the past. This is my first attempt at trying to refine the Gardevoir list to make it a little bit more competitive and consistently competitive in the format. We're going to get shuffled up, and we'll be right back. All right, heads or tails?
Tails. I'll go second.
It's acting weird. It's rolling. It just doesn't always roll a lot. Weird. Yeah. Didn't get it in my standard deck game today either. No basics for me. Honestly, I think this should be pretty heavily in your favor because you're basically a single prize deck, and I'm basically a two prize deck. I have cards that are trying to run away. And this deck I don't think can handle two single prizes very well, which is what really keeping it out of tier 1 for Eternals rankings. But we shall see. Good tech. You don't remember who's going first?
Yep.
You're going first?
No, I'm going second.
You're going second. Okay.
I already drew my mulligan, so. Go with me.
Very fun.
Remind us what Fire Punch does.
Fire Flint says you can put this card only if you discard 2 other cards from your hand from your hand rather. Search your deck for up to 2 fire energy cards. Reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Basically what I'm doing is trying to thin so that I have some hope of drawing into something worth a damn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and attach an energy to Slugma and pass.
You know.
I'm not doing this. That's like. There we go. Better.
And attach retreat. Hey, Azala
So
Azal. And then once during my turn, when I put Azal from my hand onto my bench, I may look at all of my face down prize cards. If you do, you may choose one Pokemon you find there and show it to your opponent and put it into your hand. Then choose one card in your hand and put it as a prize card face down. We have a Mew. Play that Mew and then put there. Then I will research.
okay. So for those of you who are not familiar with the original version of Gardevoir, like the common version of Gardevoir, it did not run research before. This is a new card for the deck. It's like a little bit more aggressive about drawing cards than the previous build.
And then I will do future sight and look at top 5 cards of your deck.
Mm-hmm. So for those who are unfamiliar, Future Sight says, look at the top 5 cards of either player's deck and put them back on that player's deck in any order. That was his attack. I draw a card. Going to evolve the bench Slugma into a Magcargo. And I'm going to play Evolution Instance. I know, Iroh. It's crazy, right? I'm going to get Magcargo EX off of that. And I'm also going to use Smooth Over.
What does Smooth Over do?
Smooth Over is an ability or Poke Power, depending on which Magcargo I'm using. This is once during each player's turn. You may search your deck for a card, shuffle your deck, and put that card on top of it. Follow the active Slugma. Attach return. Hot Magma for knockout.
Okay, everybody.
What you got?
I'll play a Wobbuffet.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Touch the Floatstone on the Wobbuffet.
Mm-hmm.
Card in hand.
4.
Then I'll do Simply's Failings.
So you're shuffle drawing 8.
Yep. I will retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Should slow you down now. And pass turn.
Okay. Tap for time. Ground burn. Discarding both of us the top card of our decks. For knockout. This is 140 base, so.
Yeah. That hurts me a lot, actually.
Yeah, look, and you have some draw cards. You're not getting the Gardevoirs at like turn 2 is killing you.
No, I'm not.
What are your choices?
Just those 4. Up to 5.
Okay.
Then I will Distortion Door onto him and him. Then I will refine it.
Mm-hmm.
2. And Purchase Seeker. For Guzma, use Guzma to get that one.
The big Magcargo?
Yeah, the big one. And pass turn.
Draft turn. Play on Baltic. Evolve Ditto into Play-Doh. Smooth over. Third tap. Cosmic Power 4. That's damn good Cosmic Power. That's a beautiful Cosmic Power. Excuse me, Pointer Curlia. You have 80 HP on those guys, right? Not too bad. Nothing I can't deal with. I think what we're going to do is we're going to hot magma you. You'll take 70 and then 20 from burn, which will knock you out. Okay.
Gonna.
Okay. So for those who are unfamiliar, what are you searching for?
Search for your deck for a Pokemon, a trainer card, and a basic energy card. Reveal them and put them into your hand and shuffle your deck.
And you can only use that when your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn, correct?
Correct.
So here's the problem about that. You were knocked out from burn, not from a knockout. So yeah.
Okay.
You were knocked out during Pokemon checkup, not during my turn.
So
yeah.
I can't do that then.
Sure can't.
Okay, well I'll still reshuffle it because I did grab it out of place. So
So for the record, for those who are watching those in a tournament setting, that would have been a double price penalty for an illegal deck search.
then I will refinement.
Hmm?
Get rid of Rose. Draw 2.
What you got?
Rescue structure.
You're gonna sell back a Ralts, a Curlia, and the Gardevoir EX.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got that.
Then I'll evolve.
Mm-hmm.
I have no choice. I'll do surprise time machine. That.
Okay. So you're putting that back into the deck and getting the EX. Okay.
And then I shuffle this back into the deck.
So it goes back in. Yep. It's okay, big kitty.
Then I will psychic embrace.
Okay. How many are you touching? Currently you have 140 HP, correct?
One 190 HP, you said? No.
No.
100 and 90. 140, so. And 20 damage to more. Damage coming out. Then I'll versus Seeker for Cynthia's feelings.
So we're gonna just feeling.
And then use Cynthia's
Let's
feelings.
see. What do you shuffle?
And a Pokemon was knocked out last turn. Oh wait, no.
During our opponent's last turn. And that was the burn turn,
Yeah,
right?
so that-
it would be 4. We shuffled our 4. Yeah, that burn screwed you over a lot.
It did.
It's funny too because I didn't want to have to use ground burn even though I could use it. So doing the hot magma actually worked out way to my advantage. All right, wrong screen. What you got?
So that's 100 damage.
You read it out for the audience real quick.
This attack does 20 damage to one of my opponent's Pokemon for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon.
So basically, right now you're doing a 200 damage snipe.
I'll Roaring Scream the Magcargo.
Cargo's on. All right. Draft turn. Let's do. Going to Nightly Garbage Run, Magcargo, Slugma, and one of the Fire Energies back into my deck. Actually, let's see the Fire Energy. Yeah. I'm going to Evolution Incense. Fatal. Okay. Here we go. Going to Cosmic Power number 1 for 5. Slugma. And Prime Catcher if your Gardevoir EX, and I'll just retreat back out with this Splitstone. I'm going to manually attach a Fire Energy to Slugma. I'm going to Cosmic Power for a second time for another 5. Put down Scorched Earth. Discard a Fire Energy to draw 2 off of Scorched Earth. Power Circulation.
And remind us what does Power Circulation do?
Power Circulation says once during your turn, you may search your discard pile for a basic energy card, show it to your opponent, and put it on top of your deck. If you do, put a damage counter on Mantine. Alright, we're gonna pray. I know it's gonna whiff, but it's whiff on your side at least, but I'm gonna pray anyway. We're going to Ground Burn, discarding top card of my deck and the top card of your deck. Yeah, it's for 280. The good thing is it does just enough damage you can't double attach via psychic recharge. Not that you have any energy to discard anyway, but
Mysterious treasure.
Telepath guarding.
Mm-hmm. Then I'll do telepath and use her ability to use your Guzma and your discard.
Funny thing is, I could play around and didn't.
And give me.
Get off.
Yep.
Okay.
Then I will. Yeah, no. And shuffle my one card. And drop. And then do. Roaring Scream to knock out this Clado.
Yep. Draw for turn. One. Or Magcargo. Smooth over. Go tap.
Tap.
Cosmic Power. I'm gonna put this on the bottom. Draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, don't you drop to 6?
Did drop to 6.
Oh, I thought I missed your count to 4.
I counted 4 because I already had 2 cards in my hand.
Oh, okay.
So what we're gonna do is Night Stretcher for fire energy. Scorched Earth for 2. Fine, whatever. We'll do it this way. Versus Seeker. For Guzma. Targeting Gardevoir EX. Versus Seeker for Guzma. Hot Magma for knockout. I'll just like to say for the record, this Magcargo has done all of the work in this game.
It has really.
Literally. All the goes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Marnie?
Yeah.
Sure. What you got? Surprise time machine?
Yeah.
Taking Telepass off and putting a Curly down? Okay. Going for some draw, I see.
No. I can't do anything about this because.
But you can't do that. It's not how Surprise Time Machine works, sir. It goes to a Curlia.
Oh, it goes to a Curly, okay.
You rare candied that. If you had the Curly there already, it'd be different, but you didn't.
Yeah, no. And then I can't evolve on top of it.
It's already evolved this turn.
Well, it was a good run. I know where I already know I'm gonna be beat, but I'm a Roaring Scream to get rid of the Clay Doll,
Sure.
at least.
Draw for turn.
Yeah.
Hot Magma.
Yeah.
If you'd have tickled, you could knock out at this point.
Yeah.
Alright, Magcargo got there.
Yeah, it sure did.
Did not expect Magcargo to win. Not gonna lie. Magcargo had kind of some rough pricing too, because that was in prices. I think it's actually most too, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be wrong. Let's look at the lists. Up first was Gardevoir. Gardevoir kind of got off. Both decks really got off to kind of a rough start.
It did. It really did.
You not getting those Ralts out turn one was bad.
I know that was the worst outcome, honestly, because I'm like.
So
okay.
when you used Fog Crystal turn one
to get a Ralts, yes.
You got a Ralts, and you had no other search.
No, I either. And I had one proficiency research, and I had both Gardevoir that does so much damage for each energy that's attached to it. So and
I mean, at that point, you just have to sacrifice them to draw.
I know, but I'd rather put one back in the prize and get back a Pokemon. So it was.
There was a turn you should have been able to take a knockout and failed to.
Yeah.
You wasted a retreat, so you put the ping on my Ditto Prism Star.
Correct.
You should have attached an energy to the Mew and then used its attack to knock out my Ditto Prism.
You're correct. Yes.
Yeah, that would have taken you a prize card much earlier on.
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, the deck, it does work, although it didn't have a good start this game.
No,
We'll
it
have to
did
keep
not.
an eye out for it in a couple videos in the future to see if it
Yeah.
continues to struggle or if it's just a list.
Yeah.
Could be either way. Personally, I think with this list having both 3 Fog Crystal and 3 Buddy Buddy Puffin, it should have been just fine. It just happened to not be this game.
Yeah. So, and it went through the deck surprisingly fast as well.
Yeah, it's very aggressive at drawing cards. Cynthia's Feelings obviously MVP, except when you're burned.
Yeah.
Cynthia, that burn was nasty.
If it wasn't for the burn status, I might have been able to draw an extra 4 cards and be able to.
Well, you would have played Rosa instead, which is what you were originally going for that turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a little rough. But yeah, I mean the deck is different. It's still running the staples of the deck like Giratina and Wobbuffet and Screamtail. The biggest difference, of course, is that now we're running the Imprisoned Gardevoir. We already had a Telepass in there, obviously. Mew we're running instead of Mr. Mime because Mew's attack is just a little bit better, and I mean,
yeah,
it's fine. Yeah, Gardevoir's pretty good. It just didn't get a chance to shut itself off this game, I don't think. However, Magcargo did.
Yeah, that was the MVP.
What I was really hoping to be able to do on that Gardevoir turn, obviously 280 was enough so you couldn't just like recharge yourself into retreat.
Yes.
But you didn't have energy in the discard pile anyway.
True, that's also, yeah.
But what I was hoping to be able to do is use the Prime Catcher to pull the Gardevoir up, and then before doing so, having played a Team Star Grunt, so I could put one of the energy attached to your Screamtail on the top of your deck.
Oh yeah, that's what I was mostly trying to go for. Is like, okay, either I lose some energy into the discard, or he Team Star Grunts me, and
yeah. See, if I could have Team Starred and then Prime Catchered, that Gardevoir would have gone down one hit because I would have hit an energy on both sides, and I would have done absolute devastation damage.
I know. I figured.
Yeah, it would have been 4. Was it 140, 280? 420 damage?
Yeah.
That's a funny number.
Yes.
Anyway, especially considering it's a fire Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was good. I did prize one of my Magcargo EX, or at least one of my Magcargo EX, but the one that was put down early on managed to stick around. You never did knock it out. You just kind of kept picking on my little guys, which, bully.
Well, I had to do something. I was like, either affect your draw or affect your keep smothering tides or something like that. So yeah, I had to go for the little guys because those are the little guys that they support you in a very, very big way.
They do.
They let you either return an energy top deck it, get you a card that search your deck and puts it on top of the deck. Okay. So yeah, there are very multiple reasons why.
I mean, getting the support Pokemon was big, honestly. That because you couldn't physically knock out the big guy, so going after support Pokemon was the best you could do.
Yeah.
At one point, I thought about throwing down Charizard, but you didn't have enough prizes down to even make that worth it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you were only down 2 prize cards at the time. It's like, well, I'd have to actually attach more energy. And while I did have Welder available to me, I'm like, why? Magcargo was doing it just fine.
Yeah, it really is.
So Magcargo did A-okay against a single prizer. A single prizer just got off to a really slow start. I think that was enough for Magcargo to take advantage.
Yes.
And it managed to take victory away from Gardevoir. But that is it for today's Eternal Monday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this game. It was a bit of an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Both decks off to a slow start, and then one kind of
just
ignites the fire.
Yeah, and slapped it silly, yeah.
But we will see you on Wednesday for the bonus video where Yen Mega goes up against Misty. Thank you for watching.